Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Recently Unite the Union released the result of a survey of 6,000 bus workers. Unite found that 1 in 8 bus driver had been spat at in the past year, 86% suffered from verbal abuse, and 2% had been physically assaulted. Finally, someone has noticed this cruel reality that drivers facing on a daily basis. But it's not enough to take note about this, must be taken immediately action against this increasing criminal behavior. Shock survey reveals level of abuse, spitting and physical assault faced by London's bus workers. But the main problem, the most painful, is that bus drivers are afraid of losing their job, and continue to endure in silence to be abused and humiliated, and does not report the incident to their employers because of fears of being blamed or disciplined as a result, in addition to a lack of faith in their employer or the police doing anything about the incident. In their race for profit, bus operators ignore one of the fundamental human rights, the right to work in a favorable and safe conditions, Article 23 of Universal Human Rights. Many bus operators require them to continue their driving duties even after the driver reported an abuse, and not only do not support their workers, they look at ways of blaming the driver. TfL Director of Enforcement, Steve Burton, said, "Everyone has the right to go about their work without fear or intimidation, and we will not tolerate any form of verbal or physical assault on transport staff." Many statements of good intentions, but the reality is that nobody gives a penny about bus drivers, and we are targeting because we drive a large red tank. The TfL and the bus companies only cared for money, not staff. TfL and operators know all aspects of the problem but do nothing to reduce the phenomenon, actually trying to silence the truth, using intimidation and oppression, hiding behind the picture as they care. TfL blowing millions of pounds on Hello London to train drivers how to behave with the public, is still proof that they do not see the reality, or they do not want to see it. It's ridiculous and outrageous. This course brings a huge insult to bus workers. If they cannot or do not want to intervene in support of the workers, at least give us the chance to act against criminals and bring them to justice. They would better use these funds to improve the safety of bus workers by equipping each driver with a body-worn camera. It's a powerful tool because it captures the emotional state of everyone at the scene. Camera can be attached to the driver's uniform and will not be permanently recorded and can be easily used in extreme situations. Video events captured in that way, it's better than represented on paper. A picture paints is 1,000 words. Footage from the cameras can be used as evidence at court or other proceedings. Day in, day out, drivers are exposed to assaults and threats. Add to this, the increased risk of the terrorist threat, long shifts, inadequate breaks, lack of facility, irregular shift patterns, working overtime to keep up with the bills, spend more time at work than with your family, your employers treating you as a dispensable part of a bus, and at the end of the week, you come home with £350. You realize you're used and you're nothing but a slave, a modern one. All this must stop now. Bus operators use an absurd pay structures, inherently designed to keep wages low. It's not unusual for senior drivers in particular to be targeted and dismissed for even the smallest mistake. Is a deliberate attempt to undercut experienced drivers' wages, the price of the vehicle, the price of the fuel, the fares, the revenue for the fares, all that is uniform. The only variant is bus workers' wages. Those basic starting rates are so low you just can't live off of them in London. Enough is enough. It's time to fight for the urgent implementation by the TfL of the Bill of Rights to all bus operators, and for 35 hours of work per week, and a pay rate of £20 per hour. To be truly effective, the campaign needs to reach down into every garage, and mobilize big numbers of members, and need to push the union to take up their case. United, we bargain. Divided, we beg. Stay tuned to United Left London Buses for further information. Thanks for watching.